Saudações, sejam muito bem-vindas, muito bem-vindos ao Agora de hoje. É com uma profunda honra que eu hoje tenho uma convidada que está desde Zurich, na Suíça, mas que trabalha com o mundo inteiro. Tive o privilégio de a conhecer no ano de 2020, ela esteve no Agora Podcast Internacional. Tem um trabalho incrível com o Red Couch Talks e também com outros projetos, e hoje ela vai estar aqui porque vamos falar de Global Mobility e vamos falar de outros temas, e esta entrevista vai ser em inglês. Por isso eu quero vos agradecer profundamente o facto de nos deixarem entrar na vossa energia, na vossa casa, no vosso carro, na vossa aplicação, nas vossas rádios. Este programa é distribuído durante 7 dias por semana, não só na Rádio Agora, como na aplicação, como também com vários parceiros, rádios que emitem o Agora desde Luxemburgo, do Brasil, Portugal e outros países, para além de a maior plataforma do Guia da Alma, que é uma plataforma que trata saúde mental e outras questões, que só o ano passado teve 7 milhões de acessos. A todos os nossos parceiros, um abraço muito grande e sejam muito bem-vindos ao Agora de hoje. Bless you. Thank you so much. This is the start for our conversation with this special guest. So this is Agora. It means now in English. We are going to give voice of one of special, she's unique lady. I have the privilege to meet her online in 2020 during a challenge moment for the world, and it was absolutely unique. So today it's a real honor to have this huge lady. I really admire her for all the project that she has, but she's going to explain a little bit more after our commercial compromise. Thank you so much. So Agora is listened all around the world. We have radio apps. We also have partnerships with a lot of radios around the world, from Brazil, United States, Canada, Luxembourg, and others, and also with the biggest platform on mental health and wellness in Brazil called guiadaalma.com, and last year had like 7 million access. So it's an honor to have my guest today. In 1 minute, you're going to see it and you're going to listen. Thank you so much.
Agora. É o Agora, um programa para conhecer e dar voz a projetos empreendedores, moda de vida e uma nova consciência. Agora, com Ana Margarida Forte.
Programa Agora, por Ana Margarida Forte, a sua plataforma de sucesso. Programa Agora. Um magnífico projeto desenvolvido por Ana Margarida Forte, terapeuta de desenvolvimento pessoal, coach de alta performance, palestrante, facilitadora e hipnoterapeuta clínica. Agora, um espaço que dá voz a projetos inovadores e empreendedores, um espaço que renova consciências e modos de vida através de variadas rubricas. Um programa diário imperdível em diversas rádios, como o site parceiro guiadaalma.com.br, contando também com a grande parceria com o programa de rádio Divulgar-te. Agora, este é o seu momento de mudança. Agora.
So thank you so much to be with us today. Some of you are listening, some of you are watching. So don't worry, this is going to be on Facebook, YouTube, all the groups, and you can also share it later. My guest, I was following her. I was one of her followers, one of her fans, when I found out in 2020 that she will be able to come to Agora International, a radio show that I have for the last 7 years. And since that, this mentor, entrepreneur, coach, she's a leader, she's an author, she's a creator, she's an amazing woman. She's focused on people and talents and uplift these people and in the global mobility way. She's also a business coach. She has all the platforms that you can imagine. She created so many products and segments, and she also was doing something for the last moments that I really enjoyed. Can you imagine that I was also invited to a project that she has, and I'm just sharing this because the people who are not watching, you can see it. She will be in a red couch. She has a red couch talks, and this is amazing because she invites and promotes leaders, expats, entrepreneurs, and she receives them and share their message in her YouTube channel. So she used the red couch as a backdrop for a deeper and deeper conversation, and almost like a coaching session. It's the only furniture that she has, and has been since then. It's amazing. And today she's in that scenery, and it's amazing. So please join us. And because I have the honor and the pleasure to receive this amazing leader, Angie Weinberg.
Thank you so much, Anna.
It's not Weinberg, Weinberger, but Weinberger. Welcome, my dear.
It's a great, great pleasure to be here and a great honor to speak to you again. You always inspire me, and I love your energy.
You know, last time we were together, I was at your show and I was with chills, and I was so emotional because it was amazing. Because the first time that we didn't met. We were just in a deep conversation on radio, and I was listening to you I said, oh my God, what she's saying, it's amazing. And we create like a bubble of positive vibes when the world was,
dark.
Just dark and desperate.
Yeah.
And they think as you, as an expert in coach and mentoring and helping business and people even in other countries. So some of them are like, it's a foreigner working in another country, that is easy, that you always have to be uplift and everything. So I would like to ask you, when did you find that vision and mission in your life? Was it since you were a little girl that you want to support and uplift people, or when did you find that?
I have been thinking a lot about this topic recently, and I honestly think it's my parents and my aunt. They just, we were always a very modern and open family. So in our family, we would always talk about everything. We would not, avoid discussing issues or problems. And I think because of that, I was just used to a very open communication culture from very early on. And I think also, that focus on human relationships and making sure that people are integrated and included from all sorts of walks of life and cultural backgrounds, that started really early. Like when I was 5, we adopted my sister. My parents had a Turkish child that they were looking after during the week. And then they also took over a children's home. So we moved to another part of the country, very far away from the family. It was almost like an expat experience.
Yeah.
And my parents took care of children that were, not supported anymore by their parents. So I think, yes, it started really early.
It started really early because you had to live and share that love and to understand, because they were children, but they have different beliefs and cultures. Yes. So the love. So you are a huge mom.
Sister, like small sister.
I'm a sister because a sister. Yes, it's easy to be a sister in this language. So you are supporting. So, but when do you understand? Because we've been sharing a few minutes before this start, that being an entrepreneur and being a coach, we always have to reinvent it ourselves. You know. you are doing podcasts, you are doing YouTube channels, so you need to understand what is happening and how can you connect with people. The people think that it's easy, but it's not. We always are rebirthing, yeah? So when do you understand as a no, I want to be a coach, I want to support people and business around the world and people who are moving from country to country?
Yeah. Honestly, I had my business idea already quite early in life when I was still at university. I was writing my final thesis about a project that was related to expats who had been sent to other countries. And I already knew at the time that somehow I had offered them something specific with the questions that I asked them. I encouraged the company to think in different ways, about sending people to other countries, preparing them better with intercultural training, making sure that they know what they're getting into, understanding their compensation better. And basically, this was the foundation of my future global mobility career. So I was working in the field of global mobility in-house in HR for around 15 years, sometimes in different roles in human resources, and then also in different companies. And later on, I also conducted several projects where I was still supporting global mobility teams and functions. And at the same time, I trained to be an intercultural trainer. And then there was a point where I was helping people within the company that I was working for to reorient themselves somewhere else inside the company. They were basically made redundant. And I was talking to somebody I still remember this exactly. He was in IT, right person, probably, 35-ish, lots of experience in IT, and a bit desperate because, losing your job is not an easy thing. It's not an easy feat.
No.
So I basically sat him down and I said a few things about his qualities and skills and, that I was convinced he's going to find a new job soon. And then he looked at me with his amazingly blue eyes like this. And I thought, oh my God, have I said something wrong? And I was worried, that maybe I had offended him or something. He said, you know what? Nobody ever told me this in such a good way. And now I really start to believe in myself again. And I'm just going to find another job. And actually, he found a job inside the corporation, just in a different area, a different department. So he basically stayed with the company afterwards, after that coaching session. It was just one session. And I thought, I think I should probably become a coach as well, not just a trainer.
Yes,
and that's,
of course.
Yeah.
But you have so many skills. But the thing is, can you imagine now, and I'm speaking to all of you that just arrived now, or because we are in a moment in our in the world that everything is changing so quickly. So now all the biggest companies, they are firing people. So it's like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, even companies with 30, 40, 50 years old. So the people has to reinvent themselves with 30, 40, 50, 60 years because they have 60, but they are not ready to go to retirement. And sometimes the money is not even enough. And even the ones who are working, they need to reset and relearn everything because everything is with virtual assistant or the work is more robotic. So of course the people say, no, I'm going to follow my dream, I'm going to follow my mission. But the thing is, sometimes you need to be focused and have a business plan. For instance, you are very organized. I have to say that. It's beautiful the way that she addresses people. She's super organized, super clear. There's no miscommunication. I really admire her, and she's always remind me, even when we connected now for another event, it's amazing because sometimes we need to do that. So this is important. It's super important what you are doing now, even in not only in Europe. In Europe, we're living this. A lot of people from other countries are just running for their lives to come here, and even from other countries like Iran, Bangladesh, Nepal. So they are legals, they don't have documents, and they need to rebuild up their life. And suddenly we have this. So it's really important to know what we are going to do and what skills we have. And this is important what you are doing, because that's why I'm so grateful that you are here now. Can you give a little bit of your vision? Of course, this is so many things that I just addressed now. And sometimes we just go to the basic tasks, but there's a lot of people in this moment completely overwhelmed. What am I going to do now?
Yeah. And it also, I completely understand that it is scary, that the world we have right now, on the one side, with the geopolitical situation, the wars that are going on, also the climate change that is going on, there's a lot of threat. And, you probably also know the concept of the BANI world. So that is something, we feature or we see a lot in global mobility. There's a lot of migration, and we're not talking only about organized, highly skilled migration. We're also talking about the migration of refugees, people who have to flee their country, or people who want to move to another country to live a better life, or maybe women who would like to move to other countries so they don't have to get married to somebody that they don't want to get married to. Yeah, which I think is a new target group that I see a lot more right now. Young women approaching me, they want to come to Switzerland. And
even in Iceland, it happened that people from Asia and everything.
They want obviously it is a scary time. However, I also think if you keep yourself in training and if you keep yourself upskilled and if you work with the technology, it is less scary, because you will then also notice the weaknesses, for example, of large language models. So for me, it's always been important to keep up to speed with technology, and to make sure that we update our skill set. But also that, we think about the human components. So, one of the things that I've been working on in the last 10 years is to bring the human touch back into global mobility. This is my mission. But what is that actually, the human touch? It's to, come back to the essence of what we're actually doing, connecting one person, an expat, to a company or a recruiting manager. So to really think about what is currently different, what can you do as a human being that a robot or a machine can't do. There are areas in Switzerland where we have a scarcity of personnel. For example, if you were a cook right now, you would probably earn more than me because cooking seems to be a skill that not so many people have at this point. And also, not so many people want to have the work hours of a cook. But it is a good skill to have. So just saying that, it's not all hopeless. We just need to adapt and also, be a bit ahead of the stream, be a bit ahead of the trends, look at the trends and see how we can utilize those things. And then I think, it's also really important, Anna, that we all remember that at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We all want to live in peace. We all want prosperity. And we want to be able to move from one country to another without borders. So this is a basic human need. And it has nothing to do with passports or, any constructs that humanity has put up and has sort of put up to limit people from moving from one place to another. So if I can help to bring those barriers down, and if I can say that, and this is part of my legacy, then I'm going to be content.
Yes, you are. And I'm so happy because we have the same vision and the same purpose. And I'm so honored that you are here. That's why if you're just missing this opportunity, don't worry, because for 7 days you're going to listen. It's going to be tagged in Instagram, Facebook, all around the networks. It's going to be in the radio because some of these contents are going to be on the radio, AGORA, always in looping. So you can also, Angie is going to be there. She's one of the guests is going to be there. Also in the app, also in many platforms. It's very important to know that there's someone in the world who can see this. There's a person who is always, it's eager and is always open to see, always very far ahead, because today it's so fast, and she's there. So, and you say, oh, but where can I find her? So, well, all the contacts are attached in all the platforms, even in Agora. So you just, you can see it, all the links, but also, of course, if you are watching us, you have like a link tree here that you can access, but if you are listening to the radio in an app, you can just write her name like Andy. It's Wein Burger, and you can find her. But if you need something, just send me a message, and I will just forward the links. We have so many projects here. So in this link tree, you can book an appointment with her. You can also go to the YouTube channel, because she also has a YouTube channel. We were just testing here, so we can check and just click just for you to know. So you can go directly to the YouTube. She's doing the presentation, and also she has all the interviews that she's doing, and there's a lot of information here. You will see, it's amazing. I'm always following her, so I really recommend you to do that. And also, you have more projects, because Angie, you are an author. You also, I don't know how do you have time for this, but you are an author. You also write things, and we can find you on Amazon. So please let us know what you are doing. You are always creating something.
Yeah, exactly. And this is also why I have 3 different websites right now.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I'm also a lecturer. So on Saturday, for example, I will run a lecture on assignment policy and global mobility and how we can make global mobility more effective. I'm currently working on a book for global mobility professionals and tax advisors, which I will co-write with a lady who works from Australia, but is a UK tax advisor. So she's going to cover the tax part, and I'm going to cover the HR part. We're hoping that this will come out in 2025, but right now I cannot guarantee that this is going to happen.
Yes, but it's a lot of work, and I can say, and when we are working with other people, there are different times, not only the different time schedules, but different times, and it really depends. It's a very hard working.
Yeah, however, if anybody's interested in global mobility from a technical perspective, I have a book called the Global Mobility Workbook. It is on Amazon, and it's better than not having anything on the topic. So if you want to work in the field and you're looking for a basic overview for newbies, this would be a great book to read. Then I have a book on how to find a job in another country. It's called the Global Career Workbook. And then I also have a book called the Global Rockstar Album, which
It's amazing. I love that. That's why I called it the Rockstar. It's amazing, that one.
The Rockstar is for people who want to build a global team, or, who are in a midlife transition and, they're looking for something new. Maybe you want to move to another country, but it could also just be you want to start something new. You feel like you're stuck. You don't want to be where you are anymore. And it's a very good book to look at when you feel like you're stressed and your job doesn't satisfy you any longer. You're looking for more purpose, for example, in your work.
It's so good that you are doing that, because sometimes people are asking me how to do when you move, because you need to find out and to double check, and everything is always changing, but you need to understand what is the legal status, how can you do it. So I really thank you. But you are also offering things, all the content that you do, but you also have the free guide, landing a job that we are watching here, and also have another one. So how do you cope with this, Angie?
Well, I think I'm an extremely well-organized and very lean entrepreneur. So it's actually true. And I have never really thought about it until October, where I gave a workshop to young aspiring migrant entrepreneurs about how to organize themselves, as a starting entrepreneur when you're like a party of one. And now I'm also working on a workbook for people who want to build an expat coach business. Yeah, so similar to what you do and what I do. Maybe some other people want to build a similar business. So I'm working on a workbook for that too. And every time I work on a workbook, there will also be a program that goes along, a coaching program that goes along with the workbook. So if people want to work with me, then I will tell them, what sort of content or what sort of direction would probably be best for them based on what they would like to achieve. So, for example, if you would like to transition your business to another country, but at the same time, maybe you have a life challenge that you're faced, I would probably say, let's work on the Rockstar first, and then we do the expat coach program afterwards. Yeah, so I would sort of make sure that we're, aligned with what you need to achieve or want to achieve in your transition. This is also, Anna, why I have decided last year to go away from the classical coaching model. I now offer a 1-year license, so people can work with me for 1 year, and it's basically a flat rate. So I'm charging a lot less than typical coaches, but then, you can work with me for a whole year, and basically
it's more work for you, but more intelligent for the coachee, because at least he has time to see the results and everything. Otherwise,
it is very intense. I think usually the clients that book that program, they come every week. They have a slot in my calendar, fixed slot. Yeah, it's very intense, but they see better results. And, for me, it's also more relaxed, because if I spend another half hour to do something for them, if I create a new template for them or something, I don't check my watch and say, oh, I've just spent another half hour. No, I'm happy because I can do more for my client.
I really believe this. See, you are so connected. I feel the same, because when you have in 2 days, be this in 2 days, I don't believe in that. You will receive a lot of information, but you really need to test it and to adjust. Well, I've been sharing some of the projects, because she has a lot of projects. And of course, in this link tree, you also have a link to book an appointment. But as Andy was saying, just contact me on the email, and if something wrong, because the link tree is working, but sometimes something can happen, so we can send an email for you to double check. So, and I really would like to ask you, because you are always, as you said, you are always giving lectures. So again, you are an entrepreneur, and you also you are a giver. I really believe, because I'm connecting with people, and you are one of my people, you are a giver, and you told me that you are going to have a masterclass on the 20th of March, 25. So if for some reason you lose this, because I just listened to this podcast after 25 of March, relax, just follow Andy, and she will have more projects for you to connect with her. But for the ones who are listening now or until March, on the 20th of March, you will have a masterclass. Can you explain us a little bit what we can receive from this masterclass, Angie?
Yes, and it's great that you're showing the guide, the free guide to find a job. Because this is for people who are looking for a job in another country, or in a country that they're not so familiar with. So, for example, some people, they move to Switzerland as an expat partner, and then they're looking for a job. But it's not necessarily only for people moving to Switzerland. So we want to focus a bit on Europe. But I think a lot of the things that you can learn in my program are actually relevant for job search strategies in any expat hub.
Yes.
Yeah. So, for example, New York City, Singapore, Dubai, these typical places where a lot of expats move into. Berlin is one of those, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, these kind of places. So it's not necessarily the fact that people are moving to Switzerland that is relevant here, but that they move to another country where there's an expat hub, and now they're looking for a job, and they're not sure how to start, or they're doing it in the wrong way. So we will teach job search strategy based on building professional relationships. And it's not the classical networking. It's not the classical sales networking. It's a different kind of networking. It's a special approach that I have developed for nerdy people, for people that are a bit shy, introverted, or basically new to the topic. They don't really know how to reach out to other people on LinkedIn, for example. So I will teach some of those methods in the masterclass on the 20th of March. And then we will also offer the new Hire Me Express program as an online program.
And this is amazing. This is amazing. You know, and I even work with some of the unicorn because they are moving and sometimes they are super qualified. They know everything because they are connected with the internet. But then when you move to another country is a challenge. That's why I really think, and if you are not watching, just listen to us. This is very important because even if you are in a community, like an online community, but suddenly you are moving to another country because you are going to be there 6 months, you have like an experience, or you're going to a unicorn community or whatever. So this is not only for people with middle age that is changing their life, but to everyone. So I really want to thank you. And this is because it's 30 minutes. I know because she's very hardworking and she needs to be at another appointment, and she gave me 30 minutes. Now I'm already 41 minutes delay, but I would like to first, thank you so much to be here again. And it's an honor because I really admire your job. I really admire, that's why even I'm a coach, but I recommend it because I really admire you. I really follow you because you are super organized. You have a vision. You are always behind your time. That's why it's very lonely sometimes. And I also have the same issue. So thank you so much. And I will continue learning with you. And I would like to know, just to finish this for today, if you don't mind, if you have any message that someone is listening to us in any place around the world, besides following you and buy your books and your trainings and just connect with Angie.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more important message to share. I think we all need to connect with other people more. And we need to learn to, get over this technical virtual reality that we're living in and meet real people again. Because, only if we build true connections with people, we will change humanity and move forward. And I feel like if somebody has a bad time, that I really want them to reach out to me, because it's so helpful if then you have somebody you can talk to, even if it's just for an exploration call, because I feel there's always something, that you can take away from a quick call with somebody else.
I'm emotional now. Well, I hope that very soon I can hug you. Today I'm going to send you like a virtual hug.
Yeah.
I really would love to have you in one of my projects, or at least hug you, to recognize and honor you, because you are a really amazing lady and you are doing an extraordinary job and you are so organized and well focused. And I really thank you that you are here today. So thank you so much, Angie. Thank you. Thank you. All the best for 25. And please, all the links are here. Please, if you need something, just ask and I will send the links from Angie. Thank you so much, Angie. It's an honor. Thank you.
Agora, sementes digitais, frequências boreais.